We're live, bro.
That's great. It's about time.
It's about time.
Yeah. I don't know what that was yesterday, to be honest.
Did you guys miss us? Did you
I
guys
think
miss us?
I think they did.
I think they did too, Rob, if you ask me. It's not our fault, guys. Um, we had just ran a test run. We had just ran a test run about 5 minutes before the show started, and Everything was working perfectly fine. Everything was running perfectly smooth, and it didn't continue to run perfectly fine and perfectly smooth. So
To be
when it
totally
came time,
honest.
man, when it came time to do it, to get Leon and go live, YouTube decided we're going to shut live streaming completely down. So I mean, we were in like full panic mode trying to get this thing going, and it just didn't happen. But we got
Yeah,
some
I
topics,
just
guys. We had to reschedule reschedule our interview with Letson. Letson's still 100% game. She's definitely gonna do the show still. So we just have to find a good time to do it.
man, I was so ready for yesterday.
Yeah, me too, man.
I was excited for it. I was all into the zone and
Me too,
ready for
bro.
that. Ready for that
But
interview and
welcome
it's
back to
just
Sports Scrutiny Live. I'm BJ,
and I'm Rob.
and we are going to be
I
bringing
don't
to you the hottest topics in today's sports. Thank you for sticking with us, guys. So starting off, we missed a week. I'm gonna
Yeah,
let Rob talk
unfortunate.
about that.
Yeah, it was a little bit unfortunate. Hurricane Irma came through here and ripped down some trees and kind of busted up my city a little bit and lost some power. So I wasn't here, so that's good. I'm safe. I didn't get injured or anything. My place wasn't injured, but I was missing power for a long time. So told BJ about it, and we held it off. And then we were supposed to do the show yesterday, and YouTube wanted to be like, "Nope, not today,
Not today.
not today."
They threw
So
that curve.
yeah, that happened. It was really I was really happy about though hearing though everybody was really waiting for it. BJ tells me everybody was looking forward to the show. I was happy about that. That was exciting. But we're back now. And I think BJ, you got some of the stuff that happened 2 weeks ago, right? Some of the
Yeah, man. On
information.
our off week, got some interesting NFL topics to talk to you guys about. Let's see here. We got some matchups for week one of the NFL season. So starting off, we got the Chiefs versus the Patriots, and the Chiefs went up against the Patriots. They took that game 42-27. Some of the highlights from that game: the Chiefs had 3 drives of 90 yards or more. Alex Smith, 368 passing yards, 4 touchdowns for the night. Kareem Hunt, rookie running back, he ended the night with 17 carries, 148 yards, 2 touchdowns, 5 catches, and I mean, Kareem Hunt had a pretty good game, man. I mean, that was a pretty interesting game. Move on to Sunday, the Jets versus the Bills. Jets lost to the Bills on Sunday, 12-21. Jets only managed 214 total yards and 1 touchdown. The Bills had possession time of 33 minutes and 4 seconds. Standouts would be Tyrod Taylor, quarterback, LaShawn McCoy, and the safety Jordan Poyer. And those are the standouts from that game. The Texans, Jaguars murdered the Texans 29-7. Leonard Fournette ran for 100 yards and a touchdown on his NFL debut. I mean, to me, if you ask me, that's a pretty good way to start off your career in the NFL. Is
I
that
have him on
not
my
right?
fantasy team.
Say what?
I have Fortnite on my fantasy team.
Do you?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you definitely got some points there. Jacksonville with 10 sacks. And what's funny, dude, is Jacksonville actually changed their name to Saxonville on Twitter.
Is it still Saxonville right now?
I don't know if it's still Saxonville, man, but they changed it to Saxonville, dude. I mean, they had to do something to redeem themselves after that dreadful preseason, bro. That preseason was awful.
Yeah.
Whew, that preseason was terrible for
Yeah, they
them.
haven't been doing too well over the past few years, so it
Nah,
was
they
nice for
haven't,
them to
man.
come out with the week one good performance the way they did.
Oh yeah. Also, the defensive end Dante Fowler told Sporting News that he was something different about the team, man, about the Jaguars. He said that it was more instead of them just out there playing. He said they had more of like a killer instinct. I think something like I think a team developing something like a killer instinct, like he said. I think that's got a lot to do with the coaches, man. Don't you think, Rob?
Yeah, not only that, but some of the older players or even some of the younger guys really got to step up and
Yeah, oh yeah,
show that
most definitely.
show a sense of determination. And if there's enough people doing that, then everybody will fall in line, and that's how a team works.
Oh yeah. So moving on, we got the Bucks and the Dolphins. Of course, those are both Floridian teams. That game was postponed last week due to Irma, so we didn't get to see that one. But you got the Steelers took on the Browns. They won that game 21-18. TJ Watt debuted with 2 sacks, 6 tackles, and an interception. He started over James Harrison, which is the veteran at outside linebacker. He started over a veteran, but I don't really think James Harrison is really too pressed about it because either way it goes, whether he starts or if he doesn't start, for one, he's going to get paid, and for two, whatever's best for the team, it works for the team, right?
Yeah, ultimately, it's not his decision. Um, being a veteran like James Harrison, I don't think that he took it too personally. I think maybe he showed class in the locker
Yeah,
room, and he trusts that his coaches made the right decision. And with
yeah.
the performance that Watt put on, I can't say that I don't agree, or I do agree with the coaches because that was a incredible rookie debut for Watt.
Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah. Um, the Cardinals took on the Lions and lost 23-35. Falcons took on the Bears. Falcons won that game 23-17. That was a close one. I missed that one, but I would have loved to see it. I watched some of the highlights on that one, and it was a pretty good game. Um, Titans 26-16. Uh, and the Ravens beat the Bengals 20-0. 20-0. That is a terrible way to start off the first week of the season. That's a terrible way.
Well,
Whew.
that's the Ravens for you. Baltimore always had a tough defense.
And then last but not least, guys, the Seahawks versus the Packers. Seahawks took on the
Yeah.
Packers and lost 9-17. Um, that's a pretty low scoring game for both of those teams, if you ask me. Um, just some things I picked up from that game. I actually watched that game. They both struggled with their offense, man. I mean, neither one of them could get anything going. I mean, at halftime it was 3-0, 3-0 at halftime. I mean, that's a pretty low scoring game. But Jordy Nelson is back, and he's definitely changed the momentum of the team because Jordy Nelson is a key. He's a pretty key player in the Green Bay Packers, and with that injury he had last season, he was out. And it showed with the Packers that Jordy Nelson wasn't there. So I'm pretty sure that they're all happy to see him back, man.
Yeah, and Aaron Rodgers still led them to the NFC Championship game. That
And
was incredible.
last thing, man. Last thing with what I've got for last week, man, was David Johnson's wrist injury. That's a big blow. He he's gonna be out for like 2 or 3 months. Two or three
Yeah, I read I
months.
I read about that. That was tough to hear. But you know what? What upset me the most was a dude gets injured, a key player of the team, and everybody's first thought was, "Oh, what about the fantasy team?" You know,
I think because fantasy football is life now, man.
yeah, I know, but it's come on, dude broke his wrist. He's
Yeah,
a
dude broke
professional
his wrist.
athlete. He's trying to have a career as a young guy. He's trying to make
Hmm.
it,
Hmm.
and people are worried about, oh man, my fantasy team's ruined because you broke your wrist. What are you thinking? Like, come on, we just need to be a little bit different, I think.
I guess so, man. Oh yeah.
But yeah, that was
Past the night. Go ahead.
that was that was a big hit to the Cardinals.
Oh yeah.
Carson Palmer over there. I'm not sure if he's able to carry that offense by himself, him and Larry Fitzgerald. But we'll see. We will
Well,
see.
now's their time. So.
Yeah, actually, on top of that, we can get into this most recent week's scores and stats, and then I got a new segment I want to add to the show that we will get into a little bit later. Actually, I think I told you about it a couple days ago, and we'll get into that. But
Hmm.
as far as this week went, we're going to start off with Thursday night football. Texans beat the Bengals 13-9 in a hard battle. Rookie Watson ran a breakout 49-yard touchdown to lead the Texans to the W. The Browns lose to the Ravens 24-10, which makes the Ravens the only allowing 10 points this season so far. But you have to consider the Ravens only played the two Ohio teams, so
Hmm.
got to think about what kind of competition that they actually played against. The Panthers beat the Bills 9-3 in what appeared to be and what was a kickers battle. A lot of field goals in that game. The Cards beat the Colts in overtime. I actually watched this game. It was really intense. The Cards came back in the fourth quarter. They won 16-13. The Titans bombed the Jags week 2 after the Jags came out of that great week 1. The
Yeah.
Titans beat the Jags 37-16. Mariota
Had a
went
great week
15.
one.
Yeah. Mariota of the Titans went 15 for 27, one touchdown, threw one pick, and he led Titans to victory. I was actually really surprised about that he only threw one touchdown, but they won 37-16. It tells you a lot about the versatility of the Tennessee Titans. What do you think? What do you think about that?
Rob, you got to say what you just said again. Your connection went bad, bro.
Oh no, Mariota, he threw 15 for 27, one touchdown, and they won 37-16. He only threw one touchdown. I mean, it shows a lot of the Titans team as a whole.
Yeah.
Quarterback only threw
Oh
one
yeah.
touchdown, but they scored 37 points. Says a
Yeah.
lot.
Oh yeah.
And the Chiefs held the Eagles. Held the Eagles in a last-minute Hail Mary, and beat them 27-20. The Patriots, after losing Week 1 to the Chiefs, came out and beat the Saints 36-20. Tom Brady showed us he uh, why he came back this year. Because last year after that Super Bowl win, there was a lot of talk about maybe him retiring, and after that first week disaster in Foxborough,
Hmm.
everybody was saying, "Oh, maybe Tom has fallen off," but no, he comes back. He goes 30 for 39 for 447 yards with 3 touchdowns. Pretty much Tom Brady of old,
He shut
which
everybody up, bro. He shut
basically, and
everybody that was talking about him, dude. Oh, he's too old. But they said that about Dan Marino. They said that about Brett Favre. I mean, they said it about Peyton Manning. Oh, they're too old. I'm in a way, I'm kind of glad
well,
Tom Brady
well,
did that.
with Peyton Manning, we have to. He did fall off his last year. Let's face it; those Broncos defense carried him. that those Broncos defense was a whole nother level.
But he got the ring.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Oh, and on top of that,
He got the ring.
I was reading, and this wasn't really reliable, but the last three quarterbacks, or the last three times a quarterback threw for 400 yards, Tom Brady was all three of them. All three
So
of the last 400-yard performances were Tom Brady. That's I guess he just doesn't age.
no, he doesn't.
But the Vikings lose to the
We
Steelers.
got some people in the live chat.
What are they saying?
Grizzly Tour says Tom Brady has at least 3 more years in him, and then he
Three
corrected himself and he
more.
said 5.
45-year-old quarterback, huh?
Do you think Tom Brady has 5 years? I mean, if when you got a woman that looks like Giselle Bundchen sitting at home, I'm pretty sure she's wanting to keep that dough rolling in. But do you think
Oh
Tom
man,
Brady
I
can
don't think
stand?
she ain't worried about money, man. She got money coming in from her modeling days, man. She got
Do
that Victoria's Secret money.
Oh, he said 5 rings. 5 rings. He's got 5 rings. Do you think Tom Brady has 3 more years left in him, man?
I don't know what his contract looks like, but I'm thinking when it ends, he's done.
Yeah, he's probably done,
I
man.
don't think they're gonna give him another contract. Nah. So I think he won't want to play.
Maybe 50.
He's definitely not gonna want to play for another team.
No, no, no,
He won't
no.
want to play for another team because that
I
Bill
think that's kind
Belichick,
of where
Tom
Brett Favre
Brady.
messed up.
Well, yeah, but he didn't have the kind of relationship with his head coach that Tom Brady does with Bill Belichick. It's like those two
True, true.
are just the most perfect combination. But then, to continue with
I
some of the
got that
stats
Grizzly
here.
Tour. I see that. I see that Grizzly Tour. 5 rings. I got you.
Five
Go ahead,
more
Rob.
rings. Five more rings. But the Vikings lose to the Steelers 26-9. The Buccaneers topped the Bears 29-7. Winston went 18 for 30, 204 yards. Mike Evans, 7 receptions, 93 yards, and 1 touchdown. Dolphins win over the Chargers in a close one, 19-17. And the Raiders, in my opinion, had the most dominating performance on Sunday, beating the Jets
Mhm.
45-20. Derek Carr, 23 of 28, 230 yards, 3 touchdowns. That was a really fun game to watch. The Broncos bounced back after a week 1 loss and smashed Dallas 42-17. And Ezekiel Elliott was nowhere to be found. 0. I think he only got like 15 yards. Like that
15
was
yards?
I think so. I didn't write it down because it was such a low number that I didn't even want to speak it.
I think I saw that, man, because while I was doing research on week 1, I think I did research in week 1 during week 2, so I
Right.
think that really I think I ran across that.
And they there was a couple opportunities in that game where Dak Prescott, if he had made the throws, they could have made a comeback, but the Broncos they were pulling away. They were just making a huge they were really coming out. Now the Redskins had a great running attack on Sunday, and it helped them
Yeah, they
lead to a
did.
victory. They led to a victory over the Rams 27-20. That was a fun game to watch. The 49ers fall to Seattle 9-12, and the Falcons show their true colors on Sunday, why they won the NFC Championship in another win, a repeat win over the Packers 34-23. Matt Ryan went
Yeah,
19 for
yeah,
28. Matt Ryan went
yeah,
19 for
yeah, yeah.
28, 252, 1 touchdown. That was a fun game to watch. I was a little bit disappointed in the Packers' performance.
You were
I know,
disappointed in the
I
Packers'
know they did. I know they didn't have
performance.
Jordy Nelson, but I wish, I wish that they'd have done more. You know,
I
time.
wish they'd have done more too, because we all know what they're capable of. Everybody sees what they're capable of, man.
I know they what is that? Martellus Bennett. They picked him up. Um,
Hmm.
he played for he played with Tom Brady last year. He got himself a ring. And then the Packers pick him up. So he's kind of, he went from one great quarterback to another. I'm really expecting him to shine this year. But Aaron's just, I guess I don't know what it is, what kind of system they got going on over there, but he's just not finding him. And then Ty Montgomery,
He's gonna get into his groove. I think he's gonna get into his groove,
yeah,
man.
they'll get into it. I just, I think the past 4 years, or 4 out of the last like 7 years, the Packers have started 1-1, but they've made it to the playoffs in 8 straight years. So
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not really worried about it. And considering what they did last year with all those injuries, making that run, what was it, like 7 games in a row they won, making it
Mhm.
to the NFC Championship? I'm not really worried about the performance right now, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
And then we
Um,
have, go ahead.
one thing, man. Grizzly Chewer. I see you. I don't know who you are, but I see you. Um, where's Leah? Where's Leah? We were supposed to have Leah last night, and YouTube decided that they wanted to switch up how we do the live stream, and so without notifying everybody what was going on. So we had no idea. We're doing it. We literally on what, Rob? 10 minutes before we went live.
Yeah, we had tested it. We were gonna go live at 10 because Leah Letson wanted to be interviewed around 11, which would be 7 o'clock or 7:30 where she is. And we had tested it around 9:45, and it was working fine. And then we were gonna test it on the actual channel around 9:55, and I actually made the call saying no, we had just done it, so we don't need to test it again. We probably should have tested it again because we went to get on at 10 and it didn't work.
Your connection's bad. Your connection's bad, bro.
My connection is bad. Is that what it says?
No, you were sounding like a robot. Now we didn't hear anything you said.
Oh, I don't know how my connection says it's good here.
No, you're good now.
All right, hold on. Yeah, I was saying we tested it around 9:45 last night, and it worked fine. So we were going to test it again at 9:55, and it didn't work. Or I said we didn't have to test it because we had just done it. You hear me?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So I made the call. I told BJ that we didn't need to test it again. Around it was like 9:50, 9:55, and then we come on to do it at 10. I told him we were just going to go straight to live, and it didn't work. We couldn't connect. We couldn't connect the phone calls. We couldn't connect the stream. Wouldn't let us do
Nothing.
anything.
Nothing.
And we
We
spent
were we were
literally
we were devastated.
we spent an hour, the whole hour before the interview, trying to get the thing to work. And up until the last minute, we messaged her, told her we couldn't get it connected, and she said she was cool with it. She said that you know she'll still want to give us the interview. She's still really interested.
Oh yeah.
So we still got that
She's
thing going.
Yeah, we still have the interview coming, guys. We definitely still have it coming. We just have to get a time where she's free. Of course, she was free Tuesday morning, and we had for her it was Tuesday morning, and we had that set up, man, and then it just didn't happen. We had no idea. But anyways, go ahead and finish what you were talking about. Go ahead, Rob.
All right. All right. We talked about the Falcons beating the Packers, but I just want to mention it
Yeah.
again. Uh, the Lions beat the Giants, and no Odell Beckham. I mean, Odell Beckham didn't show up at all.
Not at all.
The Lions beat them 24-10. That was I kind of saw that coming. Matthew Stafford had a huge week one. I think he threw 4 touchdowns,
Mm-hmm.
and He's playing great. And Miami. Well, actually, that was the last game, but here we go. Miami starting linebacker Lawrence Timmons has been suspended indefinitely. I don't know if you heard about that. But
Mm-mm.
Miami, yeah, his the starting linebacker Lawrence Timmons has been suspended by the Miami Dolphins indefinitely. Timmons went AWOL last week and did not play against the Chargers on Sunday. That was actually a surprise to me. He was actually sitting on the bench. I know Lawrence Timmons. He's actually a pretty good linebacker.
Yeah, he is.
Where's your screen's going?
I'm here.
Yeah, but I don't see your screen. You're not on the camera. Okay, now I see it.
I'm here, bro. So
I
he
see
just
it.
decided. I mean, you can't when you're getting paid that kind of money, man. You can't just be like, oh, I'm just not gonna play. I mean, that's what. How much money do you think that guy makes per game? I mean, let's be. He probably makes my yearly salary in one game.
Probably more than that. I mean, this isn't 7-Eleven. You can't just not show up and expect to continue to play.
Yeah. Come on, man.
Also, the Browns lose wide receiver Coleman to an injury to the injury reserve list, having had surgery for his broken hand. I'm thinking that being a wide receiver, you kind of need your hand. What do you think about that?
What do you, dude? What is up with these injuries, man? I mean, the injuries are plaguing this season. I mean, it's plaguing this season of basketball. It's plaguing this season in the NFL. I mean, do you think these guys are out of shape?
I'm thinking, I'm thinking they're just,
Stop.
yeah,
Hello.
yeah. PJ, do
I'm here. I just,
you hear me? I can't hear you. BJ,
I'm here.
okay, you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay. And honestly, all the injuries, I'm thinking, I don't know, maybe they're pushing themselves too hard. Maybe they're not eating the right foods, you know? Maybe not their intake isn't as healthy, or maybe this new training that they got going on is not good for them. It's pushing their bodies to the limit and beyond.
To the limit, yeah. Because I mean, the injuries are plaguing, man. I mean, the injury reserve is full. You
Oh
know.
yeah, and on a side note, you know, if the season ended right now, Miami would win their division because they're 1-0. They're at the top of their division.
I mean, if the season were to end right now, yeah, you're right. You're right, man.
So, baseball. Actually, before we get into baseball, I wanted to introduce a new segment that BJ and myself we're going to be bringing to you guys every week. We are going to list our weekly top 10 power rankings. And BJ did not know about this. I thought this up. Thought it would be interesting, a good topic or a good discussion topic. And I actually have my list now. BJ will have his next week, and then I will have my next week.
Mm-hmm.
Now, these power rankings are nothing official. Obviously, it's an opinion, but these are for the upcoming week. So this is my week 3 power rankings, and first I'm going to start with number 1. This is going to go from 1 to 10, and I have the Kansas City Chiefs at 2-0, sitting at first place in my week 3 power rankings. Now, in their week 1, they had a big win over New England in Foxborough. Kareem Hunt showing the league. What was that? You still there?
Yeah, what happened?
I don't know. Said the call just ended. Are we still live?
I didn't end it.
On my screen, it just
I didn't
said.
end it.
On my screen, it just said call ended. Now it just said it. Oh man, this. I don't like this stuff that's going on with
Oh,
YouTube
we're
right
we're
now.
live, bro. We're live. Keep talking.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying, like on my end is being weird with YouTube. It's telling me that it's off. Man, this Google thing is. frustrating.
It's all good. It's all
I'm still
good.
mad
It's
from
all
yesterday.
good.
Okay.
We're still,
But
yeah,
anyways,
we're still a little emotional from yesterday, guys. You just got to bear with us. Go ahead, man.
so I have Kansas City Chiefs at 2-0, first in my power rankings. Their big win in Foxborough week 1, and Kareem Hunt showing huge promise with his 5 touchdowns from
Yeah,
scrimmage, which is actually
yeah,
tied for second most by any player in their first 2 starts. So
yeah.
that's pretty incredible. And Alex Smith has been showing up too. And then number 2, I have the Atlanta Falcons at 2-0. The Football Power Index has the Falcons as the second best offense so far in the first 2 games, with Matt Ryan averaging near 10 yards per attempt. That's why I have them second. It's a
Okay.
huge, huge offense. And then at number 3, it was actually a toss-up between these two, but I have the Oakland Raiders coming in at my power ranking, number 3. They are 2-0 right now and have yet to turn the ball over in their first 2 games. Also leading in point differential in the league, Derek Carr is my dude. All
Okay.
right, he is going to. I predict he'll win the MVP award.
Okay. That's a good.
And
That's a
then,
good one.
yeah, I like Derek Carr. I like the Oakland Raiders this year. And then number 4, I have the Baltimore Ravens. They are number 2 right now, and even though they only played the 2 Ohio teams, still, they had a shutout in Cincinnati. They only allowed 10 points against the Browns, and only allowing 10 points in the first 2 games, I think that's pretty good considering a lot of the other teams have had like big scoring. We've had teams going in the 40s already, and multiple games
Mm-hmm.
going in the 30s. And actually, a start like this, they haven't done that. They haven't allowed in 2006. They only allowed 6 points through 2 games, so it's pretty promising. And then at number 5, I have the Pittsburgh Steelers. They are 2-0. But yeah, Le'Veon Bell really hasn't done anything. So if you're a fan of Le'Veon Bell or you picked him up in your fantasy, yeah, I feel bad for you.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, he was supposed to be a. I guess that's what happens whenever you decide, hey, I'm not going to practice because they're not paying me. I
Who does
guess.
that sound like? Who does that sound like in the NBA
Uh,
world? Allen
I don't know.
Iverson.
Oh
Sounds
yeah.
like
Oh
Allen,
yeah.
like a new Allen Iverson.
Yeah, but he was still good.
I mean, yeah, Allen Iverson he was still good.
I mean,
He just didn't
he
want to practice.
he showed up. I mean, Le'Veon Bell, he ain't done nothing much.
No, he hadn't.
But
He hadn't done anything.
but Big Ben and Antonio Brown, they've been doing their part. And
Mm.
Big Ben throwing to Antonio Brown and Martavius Bryant have completed 21 passes for 16 yards per catch, which is actually really good. Throwing 2 different wide receivers, 21 different
Mm.
passes for 16 yards per catch. I mean, that's
Mm.
incredible. And I know Antonio Brown in his week 1 performance, I think he had like 187 yards receiving,
Yeah.
which was incredible. And then at number 6, I have New England Patriots.
I still haven't heard my guys, but go ahead, man.
Number
I'm gonna
6.
let you continue.
Number 6, I have the New England Patriots. They are 1-1. They did lose to the Kansas City Chiefs in Foxborough. They got blasted in week 1. They showed their weakness, I think, but I haven't known Tom Brady to ever lose 2 games in a row. And I mean, that's that. I mean, as long as Tom Brady's on that team, you know that they're going to have a winning season. Actually, I don't think he's ever had a losing season. I think about it. I mean, it's Tom Brady, you know? So I got to put him at number 6. And then
Okay.
number 7. This was a tough one. I actually debated with myself whether or not I was going to actually make them number 7 or not. But I got number 7. I got the Green Bay Packers at 1-1.
What?
The Packers.
What? What? Number 7? Wait till my list comes out. I'm gonna respect your list because you're my co-host. You know what I'm saying? Like this will officially be the last episode of Sports Scrutiny Live, guys. Number 7. All right. Anyways, I'm gonna respect your list and I'm gonna let you finish, dog. Go
But
ahead.
like I said earlier, the Packers are 1-1. You know, they got blasted again. They got blasted again by the Atlanta Falcons. Okay, the Packers, they're not surprised that they're 1-1 start. Like I said earlier, it's been the past 8 seasons. I think 4 or 5 of those seasons they've started 1-1, and they still made the postseason. So again, I'm not really worried about them, but I have them going into my week 3 power rankings. I have them at 7. And number 8, I have the Denver Broncos. They are 2-0.
Okay.
They were my favorite defense on Sunday. They really, I mean, when you stop the number 1 ranked offensive line and Ezekiel Elliott, you kind of you showed up, in my opinion. I mean,
Yeah.
a lot of people say that the Dallas Cowboys have an incredible, if not the best, offensive line. And Dak Prescott and Ezekiel Elliott, they're still really young, but to hold him to, I swear it was only 15 yards. I could be wrong though.
It was
I
it
didn't
was
even
less
look at
than
it.
20. It
I,
was less than 20
I
yards.
didn't even write it down because it was so embarrassing. I hope he sees this, and I hope he sees this and hears me saying that he's embarrassed. He's embarrassing to the Dallas Cowboys,
Yeah.
and he just is like, "Who is this Rob kid? I hate him." He comes out and he does something. But
That's what I'm
yeah,
like.
I got them at number 8, and everyone knew that the defense would show up. And Trevor Siemian has thrown 6 touchdowns in 2 games, and C.J. Anderson is second in the NFL in rushing, which is actually pretty good.
Hmm.
And then at number 9, I got the Detroit Lions. They are 2-0. Matthew Stafford is tied for most touchdowns with 6 with Trevor Siemian. And let's see. Oh, the defense is tied for second in takeaways. That's pretty good. What are you looking at?
Nothing. I'm listening.
You looking at the camera like you can't hear me.
Now
Anyways,
someone sent me a text. I'm like
man,
trying to swipe it
don't worry
off.
about the text, man. Don't worry about
I'm
the
trying to
text. We
swipe.
on a
I
show.
was trying to swipe it off the screen.
We
You
are
know, I
on a
didn't want to
show.
be obvious.
You were obvious. You distracted me. So, anyways, the Detroit Lions, they're actually where was I at? Tied for second in takeaways, which is bringing excitement to both sides of the football. So
Yeah.
I have them at number 9, and then at number 10. I didn't want to put them in my top 10 because they only play 1 game, but with the talent that they got on there, I got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at number 10, 1-0.
Okay.
Starting 1-0 was pretty good, and Jameis Winston, for the first time in I think his 3-year career, in his first game, he didn't turn the ball over. That was an incredible stat for me because for the past 3 years he's turned the ball over in week 1, or at least in the first game of every season. So he didn't do that, and now the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, because of Hurricane Irma, they got 15 straight weeks of football. Not only them, but the Miami Dolphins have 15 straight weeks of football, which is gonna be fun. What do you think, bro?
Man, we're gonna see, man. I mean, this is gonna be a pretty. I think this season right here is gonna be a pretty exciting season. This is one of those. I think this is one of those out with the old, in with the new type of football seasons, especially with these aging QBs going out, like Tom Brady and Eli
Careful.
Manning.
Don't give him any more juice. He might
No, no
he
more
if he
juice. All
see,
right, no more
if
juice.
he sees a show and he says, "Oh, BJ called me old." Now he's got to go out and throw 600 yards.
Well, okay, so our live chat is buzzing at the moment, man. We've got Grizzly Chewer saying that Matt Ryan is an elite quarterback. Matt Ryan is an elite quarterback.
Who's
Do
Matt
you
Ryan?
think Matt Ryan,
I
elite
tell you what.
quarterbacks?
I tell you what. Matt Ryan is most definitely an elite quarterback. But
What?
but the only downside to all the talent that they have in Atlanta is, I believe, the coaching makes poor decisions. They have a tremendous amount of talent, but the Patriots did not come back last year.
No, they didn't.
They did not come back
No, they
last year.
didn't.
The Atlanta Falcons coaching made poor decisions, throwing the ball instead of running it,
Hmm.
not getting in when they were in field goal position. They could have easily put that up 3 scores instead of 2. But no, they decided to give the ball to Matt Ryan to try to make him shine, and he gets sacked. They get out of field goal range. Tom Brady gets the ball, and obviously Tom Brady's going to be Tom Brady. But yes, Matt Ryan is most definitely an elite quarterback amongst. I mean, in my opinion, he's always performed. I mean, what did they do last year? They went 13-3 last year.
Hmm.
They, I mean, they went. He beat Aaron Rodgers.
See,
I mean,
see,
Aaron Rodgers to me is definitely an elite quarterback without a doubt. Tom Brady
yes,
is without a doubt an
Tom
elite
Brady,
quarterback.
Peyton Manning,
Well, Peyton
Eli,
Manning's
even
retired, so he
Eli
doesn't
Manning.
count. Peyton Manning don't count. He's retired.
When
But
I think of elite, go ahead.
Eli Manning, I don't consider an elite quarterback. He doesn't stand out.
Really?
His team, eh, the defense has carried him.
But he
The
doesn't.
first,
I think the only reason why Eli Manning doesn't stand out is because of Peyton Manning. Because if you look at Eli's stats aren't as good as Peyton Manning's stats, but his stats are. If you look at his stats for what they are, his stats are pretty good.
yeah, but not necessarily elite. Because you just made the point. You just said they're not as good as Peyton Manning. So you got people like Aaron Rodgers putting up Peyton Manning numbers. You got Matt Ryan putting
Okay.
up Peyton Manning numbers. You got Tom Brady
Yeah.
putting up Tom Brady numbers. So if Eli can't stay on the level with his own brother, then you can't really consider him an elite quarterback. Because people like Peyton Manning, Matt Ryan, Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, they're on a whole nother level when it comes to performing, especially in the most crucial situations. How many times you've seen Aaron Rodgers throw a bomb and it be caught? You know that he puts themselves in the position. And I'm not
Right.
saying that that's the only metric that makes you an elite, because obviously Eli has put himself in a winning position. You remember that first Super
Yeah.
Bowl, against the undefeated Patriots, and that incredible catch, and then the corner touchdown to Plexico Burris as they won. I think it was 17-14. But honestly, that the defenses, I believe, is what won them those Super Bowls, because like I was saying about the first Super Bowl, the Patriots went 16-0. Tom Brady and Randy Moss set the record for touchdowns, wide receiver, and quarterback in a single season.
Right.
They were 16-0, and they went in
Right.
there and the Giants held them to 14 points. I mean, it's obvious that, I mean, yeah, Eli does perform, but he doesn't perform any better, in my opinion, than say Russell Wilson. You know,
What about Big Ben?
so Big Ben, um, I think he's a really lucky quarterback.
You think, dude? I think the same thing. I think this. I think he's not, dude. You took that out of my brain. He's not. I don't think he's that good of a quarterback. I just think that he gets lucky. Like it's just like the stars. There's no skill in what he. I don't know. I don't know how to put it in words. It's like
No,
there's not much.
there's skill in what he does, but it's like that movie. What's that? Punch Drunk or whatever with Jackie Chan, where he's beating the crap out of everybody when he's drunk.
Yeah.
You know, that's kind of like Ben. Like he just goes out in the football field drunk or high or something,
And he
and
just slings the ball.
throws it, and it's, oh, hey, you caught it, cool guys, yay.
Yeah.
So
At least when Brett Favre did it, when Brett Favre did it, he had some kind of purpose behind it. I mean, because Brett Favre would just sling that thing up, and there was a 50-50
yeah,
chance that it's going to hit.
he didn't even care. He's like, oh, you intercepted it, cool. See you later, guys. I'm going. Hey, defense.
Yeah, like
Come on, defense. Come on, defense. You need to get off the bench. Do something. But yeah, I would agree with I would agree that Matt Ryan is definitely an elite quarterback, without a doubt.
Okay.
What else is going on in the
So
chat?
we got our live chat is buzzing, and a buddy of mine, Glenn, who spells his name Glean, actually
He's not from The
it
Walking
says
Dead,
since
is
we're
he?
no, he's not from
Oh,
Walking
okay.
Dead.
Okay, good.
He actually he wants us to rank the quarterbacks 1 through 32. I don't think we're gonna rank them 1 through 32. I
Yeah, I don't think
mean,
I'm gonna go through all of this
I don't think I'm gonna go through.
because the reason that would be tough is because there are a lot of teams that haven't really set their starting quarterback. They're still up in the air, like the Jets and the Texans. They're still debating. And then we had the Browns. We had Kaiser had a good week one, and then he had a really crappy week two. So we don't know what the Browns are even going to do. They might sit Kaiser. And so to rank the quarterbacks 1 through 32, that would be tough. I mean, we could do a top 10, maybe even a
That's
top
what I was thinking
15,
too.
but
I was thinking the top 15.
I think it would have to be a 15 because 10 would be way too obvious. The first like five are already set.
Yeah, exactly.
But
So
as
okay,
far
so
as
how about this, Glenn? When I do my segment next week for the what is it, the top 10 teams for that
Yeah,
week,
it's the power rankings for the week.
power
Yeah,
rankings for that week. When I do my top 10 power rankings on next Tuesday, I'll throw in my top 10 quarterbacks. How about that?
yeah. We can make a separate segment for that.
Yeah, we'll do that, and we'll do it that way because we got some more topics that we have to cover for the night, man. But to move on, you know what I'm saying? Rob, what do you think about this this
Oh wait,
Canelo Triple G?
before we get into the boxing, I got
Yeah,
some
yeah, yeah.
baseball. I got some baseball that I want to talk about. We got we still got that crazy wild card race. The season's coming to an end, and the leader in the AL East, we still have the Boston Red Sox at 86 and 64. Unfortunately, the crap Sox, I mean Red Sox, they're up. They're up 3 games. At the AL Central, we have the Cleveland Indians sitting at a pretty 93 and 57. They're up 15 games. And then in the AL West, we got the Houston Astros. They're 91 and 58. They're up 15 games as well. And then leading the NL East, we got the Washington Nationals at a 90 and 59. They're up 20 and a half games. Killing that division right now. And then we got the
Hmm.
NL Central. We got the Chicago Cubs. They're at 83 and 66, which isn't terrible. It's not bad. But you would expect the 2016 World Series champs to have a little bit better record than that. They're up only 3.5 games. And then the National League West, the LA Dodgers are actually not playing as hot as they were recently. I mean, they're
Hmm.
still 96 and 54, but they've actually lost. Like they went on a 1 and 17 streak. Like
Hmm.
they were like one. They only like won one game out of like 16 or 17 games in the last month, which was really bad. And then in the American League wild card, we still have the Yankees leading at 83 and 67. They're up 5 games,
Show him your
and
hat, man. Show him your hat.
yeah, definitely the Yankees are my team without a doubt. But also in the AL wild card, we have the Twins. They're at 80. They're at 78 and 72. They are up 1.5 games. So if it stays like this, then we'll see a wild card game, the Minnesota Twins versus New York Yankees, and these.
That's a wild. You said that was a wild card. That's gonna be a wild card game.
Well, if the season ended today, then it would be. But
Oh, okay, okay.
actually, the Yankees played Minnesota Twins tonight, and they beat them 11-3. So
Hmm.
the all the records that I just told you are probably off by one game
Right,
because I wrote these.
right,
Obviously, I wrote these last night when
right.
YouTube crapped the bed. And then in the NL wild card, we have the Arizona Diamondbacks sitting at a 87 and 64. They're up 4.5 games. And then we have the Colorado Rockies at 82 and 68. They're up 2 games. So that's the wild card race right now.
Hmm.
And a little bit of I don't know if you guys heard, but the Cleveland Indians went on an incredible 22 game win streak, which beat not only the AL Oakland Athletics win streak of 20, but also beat the league record 1936 Chicago Cubs.
1936. Imagine how wild that was in 1936, man.
Yeah, they won 21 games that year.
That's
Uh,
wild.
so the Cleveland Indians not only setting the AL record, but setting the league record of 22 games in a row. Um, it was an incredible thing to watch, and unfortunately, my Yankees were a part of it. But nonetheless, it was fun to watch. I
Oh yeah.
mean, it was. I was excited that they got to 22. I was really hoping they get to 22. But there is also another record that it's actually 26 games in a row, but there was a tie in that game because the game was going on for so long that they just like we're done. We're not going to play
Yeah,
no
pretty
more
much.
because they
Right.
they actually they actually don't do that anymore in baseball. They don't do no more ties. You play until
Really?
somebody wins. Yeah, you play until somebody wins now. But the one of the MLB records, and a lot of people consider it the record. I do not personally, but it is 26 games with a tie, and that's it for the big MLB news so far. I mean, the wild card race is really what's going on now with the season coming to an end. And the Cleveland Indians, they had that 22 game win streak. That was really
That's
exciting.
crazy.
But that's what I got for baseball.
Okay. So what about this draw, man, with this Canelo Alvarez and Triple G, man? Woo-wee! That was the most anticipated. I mean, okay, all right. Let me put it like this, man. Let me put it like this. Boxing has lost a lot of steam to MMA, right or wrong.
Um, maybe in the U.S. Yeah.
Well, here recently in the United States, they've lost a lot of steam to mixed martial arts, and you got this huge anticipated fight coming up. All this hype around this huge boxing match, Canelo Alvarez and Triple G, and then you watch it, and it's like,
Oh, it was a great fight. It was a great fight.
I mean, it was a
There was
good
a lot
fight.
of there was
It was a great,
a lot of notable rounds for both
yeah.
fighters. But honestly, when I watched the fight again, and I'm not a professional judge, I didn't go to training to judge boxing, but I
No,
basically had my scorecard with Canelo at 16 and Triple G at 14, and that would be 116, 114. So I had Canelo winning, but I don't know. To see two to see two boxers like that go into a draw. I mean, it's not the first draw that Canelo's had either. That's actually the second
no, it's
draw.
not.
That's the
Yeah,
second draw in his career. But I actually had something here. I got this. Here's this the judge. I don't know if I say her name correctly. It was a female, Adelaide Adelaide Bird. She turned in a scorecard with the score 118 to 110 in favor of Canelo, which is way off compared to Don
that's
Torrella's card of
way
four.
off.
Yeah, compared
Way
to
off.
Don Torrella's card, he turned in a card of 114 to 114, which was what drew the draw, and Dave Morelli's card of 115 to 113 in favor of Triple G. So that's why it became a split decision. But I actually, I don't like I just said I don't agree with his 115 to 113.
No, and I don't. No. I would if I had to agree with a judge based off of the fight that I watched, I would have to agree with the first judge of 118 to 110 Canelo. I mean, to me, it just looked like Canelo. And you guys know me. Most of you guys watching know that I'm big in the UFC. I love the UFC. I love mixed martial arts, and I don't really watch boxing that much, but I had to watch this fight because there was so much hype around this fight, man. And I just seen Canelo Alvarez with the win. I mean, I came out with him. I'm like I said, like you said, Rob. I'm not a professional judge. I didn't go to school for judging. I'm used to looking at MMA fights, and then when you try to take that over to boxing, you're like, okay, well, that's a point. That's a point. That's a point. That's a point. To me, on my piece of paper, I got Canelo winning that fight.
Yeah,
I mean,
I definitely had Canelo winning too,
right.
and what's really funny is her. It's funny that you agree with her with the Bird's card, because when she turned her card in and it was read aloud, her card sent social media and professional boxers and just the boxing community into chaos,
Did
saying
it?
that
Yeah.
social media was saying that pro boxing is definitely corrupted, that there's a lot of corruption going through it, that
Corrupted.
it's full of politics, and everybody was saying that there's no way the fight could have been that big of a difference, that she doesn't know entirely how to judge. People were saying that she needed to go back and relearn her boxing judging skills, and maybe she just choked under the pressure of a fight of this magnitude. And I can't say that I agree with her. You know, I mean, I like
I
Canelo.
don't agree that it was. I don't agree that it was that big of a gap. I believe that Canelo edged him out, but I don't believe it was by that big of a margin. You know what I'm? You
No,
get what I'm
I
saying,
don't.
Rob? Like I don't
Yeah,
think it was by that big of a margin because 118 to 110. That's like a
that's
pretty much like a 10-8 round. I mean, that's like a 10-8 fight.
yeah,
If you could judge a
yeah, it
whole
would
fight
be.
10-8, you know, a
I
scorecard of 118 and 110 is like a 10-8 fight. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
I mean,
I don't
that's a
think
big gap.
I didn't see how she ranked the rounds. I just saw the final score. But
Our live chat's
that's
buzzing, man. Our live chat's buzzing. Michael Ford said, "Yeah, I love boxing. One of my favorites, but that was the worst score from a judge. But Canelo, Canelo, Canelo.
yeah,
My buddy's a Canelo fan.
I definitely had Canelo winning. I mean, there was a lot of there was a lot of times in the fight where Triple G was moving forward and he was throwing punches, and he landed a lot of big shots, but Canelo landed a lot of big shots as well. And I think there was a lot of more opportunities for Canelo to hit than
Yeah,
there was for Triple G. So, I mean, I can see where you would come up with the draw, but I wouldn't say necessarily that it's corrupted. I think
I wouldn't say that either.
that
No.
I think that maybe the judge, he just he felt so maybe he just felt so unbiased that it was just he wanted he maybe he just felt like it was just really that close. I mean, there's nothing really more to
Yeah.
say. If you it's either you agree with him or you think it's corrupted. That's the only
Right.
thing you can do with it is with a draw. I mean, you can't say that
Yeah.
it was a mistake, like they read the numbers wrong, because everything's written down. The
Well, you
only
know
thing that I
They said Conor McGregor's getting in there with Triple G. So no, I'm totally kidding.
yeah,
I had to throw that in there, man.
I think that'd be the end of his career right there.
Did you see that meme that they posted that said a friend of mine tagged me in it that had a picture of Conor McGregor and um, his name just slipped my mind. The Olympic swimmer, what's his name?
Michael Phelps.
Michael Phelps, and it said it was like it had like Michael Phelps versus um, Conor McGregor, and McGregor was like, I will take his crown," or something like that. He said. I was like, it was just a joke though, but it was funny, and it said, "Make this happen."
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. Actually, that Michael Phelps tweeted Conor McGregor as a joke, saying, "Do you want to get in the pool with me or something? How about we
I
make
mean,
a challenge out of this or some shit?" But
that's just about as wild as him getting in there with Floyd Mayweather. If you ask me.
honestly, yeah, I mean, I was spot on with that fight. I knew exactly what was going to happen with that fight. It was just too obvious, you know. I really hope
Rob
Conor
and his
doesn't.
predictions, man.
I really hope he doesn't go back to boxing. I want him to stay in the UFC, dominate the UFC, retire as a legend, possibly the greatest UFC fighter if he,
No, stop.
depending on
No,
depend,
no, no,
depending on
no.
what road he goes down, I believe if he stays on, the domination that he's been on. I mean, unless he gets in the ring with Nate Diaz again and loses, he could go down as the greatest UFC fighter. Because
uh,
let's face
I
it,
think there's
John Jones is not the greatest UFC fighter anymore.
no. John Jones is definitely not the greatest UFC fighter. No.
John Jones can go home and play with
Yeah, he
his
needs to go home.
steroids and his weights.
He needs to go home. But we're not gonna fill our show up talking about John Jones, and John Jones is no longer relevant in the UFC anymore.
No,
But
again,
since we
but before we switch topics, did they actually
okay,
reinstate DC to the
yes,
championship? Okay, good.
yes, Daniel Cormier is the new and pretty much and still the UFC light heavyweight champion, which is the way it should be.
Yep.
It should be like that, and that was a good. Dana White here lately hasn't really made that good of moves, but that was a good move. That was a great move by him. Instead of making, I'm glad he didn't make DC fight for the belt again. Like fight Gustafsson or somebody in the
Right.
middleweight
Right.
light heavyweight division for that because he could have lost. I'm glad he just gave that title. I know that's kind of contradicting a little bit what I said
Well, DC, he's beaten
about
everybody, hasn't he?
DC has beat everybody in that division
Yeah.
except for John
Yeah.
Jones.
So I mean,
He's
yeah. So
he's wiped them
he
clean.
deserved it. He deserved it.
Yeah, he absolutely, 100%. Yes, yes, yes.
I don't question that
But
decision at all. I'm actually glad.
me either, dude. Me when I seen that, when I saw that, I was like, great job,
Wow. It's
great
like Dana
job.
White finally.
Well, man, if it was last night, I would have some we'd be getting ready to chime Leah Letson in, but of course,
Yeah.
yeah.
This would be hopefully, this would be about the time that we'd be pulling her in here.
Yeah, it's all good though. But check this out,
Unfortunately,
man.
we
We're
had
gonna
that.
we're gonna go ahead a little bit into some of this MMA news here. I wish we had Leonidas Letson online with us, but it's all good. It's all good. We'll get her in here. She is gonna be here, so you guys do not miss that. She says she owes us. Well, we owe her, and we will have her on Sports Scrutiny Live. So you guys make sure you tune in for that. But dude, another crazy, crazy fight in the combat sports world that just got everybody just like, whoa, is freaking Amanda Nunes versus Valentina Shevchenko. And Rob, you called it. You didn't call it. You didn't call it. You didn't call how she would win, but you called the win, and that was that was the most. They say there's really no such thing as a champion's advantage. There is a champion's advantage because obviously Valentina Shevchenko beat Amanda Nunes in that fight. She obviously beat her. Everyone says it. Everyone says it. She beat Amanda Nunes, but they gave it to Amanda Nunes. I mean, I commend Amanda Nunes on that fight only because she went 5 hard rounds, and I'm talking like 5 hard rounds with Valentina. She went because people always talked about her cardio, that she didn't have much cardio and she gassed in the later rounds, which she did. That wasn't something that people were making up. She did gas in the later rounds. So, in some of her previous fights. And she went 5 hard rounds with Valentina. She stood up with Valentina, but Valentina she did have octagon control, which they give points for octagon control, and she did get a takedown, but so did Valentina. And I think Valentina landed the more significant shots, man. I mean, if you look at those exchanges because if you noticed during that fight that Amanda did not rush in on Valentina because this is a rematch. They have fought before. She didn't rush in like she did Tate and Rousey. And I was talking to my buddy Shane. I'm not sure if Shane's in here. If Shane's in the live chat right now. But me and Shane was having this discussion the other day. And everybody's talking about, oh, Amanda's the greatest. Amanda's the greatest. But besides Valentina, who has Amanda really fought? I mean, she fought Kat Zingano. She fought Kat Zingano. Besides Valentina and Kat, you know what I'm saying? She fought Jermaine Durandame. You know what I'm saying? But she beat up 2 grapplers. She beat up Miesha Tate and she beat up Ronda Rousey. Those are grapplers. You know what I'm saying? Those girls are not stand-up fighters, obviously. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, you can't really say Amanda Nunes, she beat the 2 best. Yeah, but Miesha Tate and Ronda Rousey were grapplers, both of them. Miesha Tate was a wrestler and Ronda Rousey was a judo fighter. So I mean, she ain't really beat nobody. And they gave her this new. They gave her both times she fought Valentina, she lost, and they gave it to her both times decision, which is
But
crazy. I mean, that's crazy.
you gotta think about it this way. I mean, other than the first fight, the second fight, it's not. I wouldn't necessarily say that it's a it's champion's advantage. It's more like if you want the championship, you have to win it. You know, it's not.
That's true.
It's not. It's not necessarily the champion. It's not necessarily for the champion to lose. It's more for the challenger to win it. I mean, if you want the
That's true.
championship, you got to earn it.
That's true, Rob.
Nobody gonna hand it to you.
But if Amanda Nunes was not the champion, if she was not the champion, and that was just a normal fight, a normal 5 round fight for, like, let's say, for title contention or something like that, because they fight 5 rounds for, like, #1 contender and whatnot. Um, she'd have lost. She'd have lost.
What about the first fight?
The first fight, okay, the first fight, let me take my mind back to that. I think it was UFC 200 when Tate won the belt from Holly Holm. Yes, it was UFC 200. No,
I think
yeah,
it was
UFC
204.
200. No,
I
no,
think
no,
it
no,
was 204.
204. 204 was when Tate lost the belt, I want to say. Anyways, she fought Valentina. She beat Valentina. It was like 1.5, because it was only a 3 round fight that time. So it was like one and
Yeah.
a half, 1.5. It was like the first 1.5 rounds, it was all Amanda Nunes. And then the second 1.5 rounds, it was all Valentina.
Exactly.
But Valentina's 1.5 rounds was a lot more devastating than Amanda Nunes' 1.5 rounds.
Exactly.
A lot more.
Exactly. So didn't Amanda
That's
Nunes
what,
still win that fight?
she still won that fight.
Okay,
She
then.
won that fight.
So basically, it's the
But
exact same.
she wasn't the champion at that time, though.
But that's not the point. That's not the point I'm trying to make. What I'm trying to say is they had basically the exact same fight plus 2 more rounds. Only one was for the
Yeah.
championship and one wasn't. But Amanda Nunes
Right.
still came out on top. Both fights.
Yeah.
So the judges must have seen something. She must have been doing something right. Because you know what? To take it back to boxing, there's been at least 8 or 9 of Floyd Mayweather's fights where I think he lost. But I'm not a professional judge, so I don't know what the judges see.
Yeah, you're right, man. You're right about that. You're definitely right. I can't argue with you about that. Another thing I want to talk about. I'm not going to focus too much on that fight. That was, last month's fight. There's not really been a big fight since then. We got Luke Rockhold back in title contention. I'm happy. The former middleweight champion. Michael Bisping took the belt from him in a rematch, and he's back in title contention after a 15-month layoff. He came with a pretty good win the other night. Also, this card coming up. This card coming up is nasty. We have 3 title fights. We've got the return of GSP.
George St. Pierre.
GSP, they say, is one of the best pound for pound fighters to ever step into the octagon.
He was fun to watch. He's fun to watch.
He was fun to watch. I have to
Who's
say
he fighting?
He was
Bisping?
fun to watch.
Who's he fighting?
He's fighting Bisping for the title.
For the title, huh? That's fun. That's gonna be fun. What do you think will
Yeah,
happen?
he's
What do you
fighting.
think will happen? Prediction. Go ahead. Say it live, bro.
My prediction, I'm calling it now. My prediction would be Michael Bisping will knock him out in the second round. You can hear me, Rob?
I hear you. I'm just thinking about it.
I think I wouldn't say second round. I say third round. And the reason I say third round is because GSP's got ring rust. He hasn't been in a long time. Coming off of a long layoff in UFC is very different from coming from a long layoff in boxing. So he's coming off a long layoff, and Bisping's been active. He had an injury. He was injured, but he's been active. He beat Luke Rockhold, and he's my mind's going blank right now. He's beat a couple more guys too, but I'm ready to see either that. I'm ready to see that fight, and I'm ready to see whoever after that fight Robert Whitaker for whoever wins that fight Robert Whitaker because Robert Whitaker is the interim champion. So I'm
I
ready to
think
see that too.
GSP. I think GSP takes it. I
You
think
think
it's
he
not.
takes it from
I
this thing?
think. I think it's not gonna make it to the 5th round. I can't really predict the round. I
Hmm.
can't predict an ending right now, but I don't think it'll even make it to the 5th round. GSP is gonna come
Okay.
out the champion, and it's gonna be pretty.
But do you think he'll stay? Yeah, that's right, Glenn.
Uh,
I see that. UFC 200 was Tate versus Nunes.
I don't. I swear that Amanda Nunes fight versus Valentina was 204.
Yes, it was Valentina and Nunes fight was UFC 196
Oh,
when yeah, that was 196 when Misha Tate choked out Holly Holm. UFC 196, UFC 200 was when Tate lost the belt. All right, now let's get back to what
that
we
was
were
a good
talking
fight.
about.
That was a good fight.
What, the
I
Tate
like
Nunes or the Holm Tate?
the Nunes Tate fight.
She beat the crap out of Misha Tate, and
I
it
know it
broke
was
my
awesome.
heart, man.
It was awesome.
We don't start with me, Rob. Don't start with me about Misha Tate, boy. I'm telling you, that's my heart, boy. My heart just skipped a beat when you said that, man. Ah!
Yeah, I've been seeing
But
all her face all swole up and bleeding.
oh man, it was heartbreaking. But we still know who the GOAT is. But anyways, moving on to from that fight on the same card, we've got the highly anticipated Cody Garbrandt, TJ Dillashaw. And we know that Cody Garbrandt just, which I don't, I'm sorry, y'all. This is Sports Scrutiny Live, and we say what we think. Okay? Scrutiny Live. And I don't think that that Cody Garbrandt was supposed to beat Dominic Cruz. I just don't think that was supposed to be like that, man. I'm sorry. I liked Cody Garbrandt. He's a little hothead. You know what I'm saying? I like him. I really do like him, but I just don't think that he should have been. I think that Dominic Cruz went in there a little bit too overzealous. He was a little bit too up for that fight because Cody Garbrandt talks a lot of crap, and he's a little pretty boy with the tattoos up on his neck, and he's got the part with the swooped over gel down hair, all that. Yeah. And Dominic Cruz is a fighter. He so much adversity with his own body, you know what I'm saying, with from knee replacements and multiple knee replacements, that I just think that he shouldn't have beat Dominic Cruz, but he's fighting TJ Dillashaw. TJ Dillashaw is evolved as a fighter from his wars with Dominic Cruz. Dominic Cruz ran the bantamweight division for men for a very long time. You know what I'm saying? And Cody Garbrandt did kind of run through Dominic Cruz, but it's going to be interesting to see the man who beat Dominic Cruz fight the man who lost to Dominic Cruz more than one time. So that's going to be interesting to see that. I see that kind of playing out as sort of like a Misha Tate, Ronda Rousey, Holly Holm trilogy, like they little thing they had going on. Misha Tate lost twice to Ronda Rousey. Holly Holm knocks out Ronda Rousey. Misha Tate beats Holly Holm. That kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? So, TJ Dillashaw lost twice to Dominic Cruz, and then Dominic Cruz gets beat by Cody Garbrandt. Dillashaw and Garbrandt are fighting. So I'm my prediction on that fight would be, I'm sorry, but I see Dillashaw coming with the win because Dillashaw wants it. Just like when Tate stepped in the ring with Holm, everybody had just seen Holm knock out Ronda Rousey, and Tate has tried not once but twice to beat Ronda Rousey and lost both times via submission.
Yeah.
So, when we seen Misha Tate, and Misha Tate ain't so much she ain't that. Misha Tate ain't a stand up fighter. She's more of hit you one time and then get you to the ground, and
Oh yeah,
beat
you're
the hell out
exactly
of you
right.
on the ground. Um, but when she stepped into
I
that
know
ring,
from
everybody,
experience.
yeah, when she got in that ring, everybody was like, I had a house full of people, and every last person said that Misha Tate would lose, and then Misha Tate come out with a late fifth round choke out of Holly Holm. So you can't never count those people out, man. And T.J. Dillashaw, hey, he may walk away the new UFC champ. He deserves it. He deserves it.
I'm sorry, bro, but I can't agree with you.
Okay, okay.
I think it's going to go to
I respect
decision,
that. I
and he is
respect that.
going to lose.
Okay, I agree. I
It's
mean,
gonna.
I don't
I,
agree, but I respect that.
I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be a really boring fight. I think.
I kind of thought the same
I think
thing,
it's
but I
going to
think
be.
TJ's gonna.
I think it's going to be a lot of walking around. Maybe a few sparks here and there, but maybe some little bit of ground game. Maybe I think there's probably going to be a whole round of just them playing with each other on the ground, basically.
Oh
Not
yeah, most
literally, but
definitely.
like you know what I mean, wrestling
Yeah, I
around,
know what you're saying. Yeah, I know.
trying to take the advantage and whatnot. But
Yeah,
I
I know
think
what you're
that'll probably be
saying.
the most boring fight of the card.
Well, yeah,
You know,
most definitely, because it's definitely not going to be. It's not going to be. As I don't think that fight's going to be as exciting as Joanna Jędrzejczyk versus Thug Rose Namajunas. I'm stoked about that. I'm stoked about that, man.
yeah, I'm
I'm
real
ready to
excited about
see.
that too.
I'm ready to see Thug Rose get what Thug Rose deserves. Thug Rose coming for that belt, man. I love Thug. I love Joanna. I'm one of the only guys that thinks that outside of the ring, Joanna Jędrzejczyk is sexy. Not when she's cut weight. Before she cuts weight, I think Joanna Jędrzejczyk is cute. Okay. For the record, Joanna, if you ever see this, just always know I think you are sexy when before you cut weight. Okay.
Spit your
But
game off air, okay?
say what?
I said spit your game off air.
But Thug Rose, man, Thug Rose coming in there with the attitude like, you know what I'm saying? I don't care what you got to say. I don't care about none of that mess. Let's get in here and let's fight. I'm ready to see Thug Rose
I think
fight.
she's gonna win by submission in the third round.
I think that nobody's taken Joanna down recently. The only person to beat Joanna Jędrzejczyk was Valentina Shevchenko in a Muay Thai match. Muay Thai. Not MMA, just Muay Thai. And Valentina fought her Muay Thai and beat her 3 times. And actually, when Amanda Nunes pulled out of the last, not the last card, but the card before that, uh, Joanna was going to step up and fight. She was going to fight Valentina, but all the testing that has to happen beforehand, they didn't have enough time to, pregnancy tests and all that stuff. They didn't have enough time to get all that stuff done. That probably would have drawn more money than Amanda and Valentina, because everybody's waiting to see that, because everybody thinks that she's the only one that can beat that she's the only one that can beat Joanna Jędrzejczyk. So we'll
I think
see.
Rose is gonna win, bro.
I think Rose will win by submission 4th round, because she's gonna have to tire out Joanna Jędrzejczyk, because you
Well,
can't
I
stand and
don't know if
trade with
that's
her.
not gonna be that easy. I think
That's what I'm saying.
she's been 5 rounds a lot.
She's been 5 rounds, but she can't. You can't. The mistake that these girls make with when they step in the cage with Joanna is they think that they can stand and trade with her. You can't stand and trade with her. You have to find a way to get her to the ground, because if you stay up with her, she's gonna pick you apart. She's gonna stand there. She picked Jessica Andrade apart by the 3rd round, and she had 2 more rounds left. So she literally stood there and got beat up for 3 rounds. You know what I'm saying? And let's see. When she fought Valerie Letourneau, she beat the crap out of Valerie Letourneau. She beat the crap out of the first fight with Claudia Gadelha was good, but the second fight she wiped the floor with her, man.
Well,
That girl can't be beat.
you say fourth round, I say third round. Either way, I
Okay.
think Rose is gonna walk out. Walk out. You know,
Thug
winner.
Rose.
can walk out the winner.
Well, man, that's all I got, man. That's all I got, Rob. Hey, man, we right at our hour and 20-minute mark, man.
Yeah, it's enough time for ESPN to throw in a couple commercials and pay us and stuff and roll out.
Uh, but
This was
what?
man. I was just yesterday was just
So I
so
was just getting
defeating.
ready to say that it was defeating. It was very
It was
defeating.
just. I mean, anybody watching now, it's like we are me and BJ and myself. We're still getting new at this, so we still have times where coming up to the 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock Tuesday night, we still both of us still get a little bit nervous and it's not a type of nervous where we're going to shy away from it. It's more of an excitement kind of nervous. And when we just when YouTube wouldn't connect, it just I know it shut me down. It shut me down real bad last night. And man, we tried for an hour, tried to get this thing connected, and it just didn't work. I really hope it doesn't happen again. But
I don't
I
think it'll
mean,
happen
speaking
again.
speaking for myself and for the show, um, I really appreciate you guys, everybody watching. Liking the videos, watching the videos again, sharing them with your friends. Everybody that has subscribed, everybody that has told people to subscribe. Myself, and I think I could speak for BJ as well, that we both really appreciate it. And you know, this is hopefully something that we can do on a regular. I mean, um, I wouldn't mind doing this every day. Coming on here
Yeah.
and speaking my mind, and
Heck
taking
yeah.
this far. And it's all up to you guys. It's up to the fans. It's up to the viewers, the subscribers. It's up. It's all on everybody. And I myself, I would never forget that. Everybody that's here now, everybody that was there last night that we weren't able to connect. Everybody that was there, I just want to say thank you for that, and thank you
Yeah,
for coming
guys.
back.
Thank you guys so much. We really do appreciate it, guys. I mean, and we were just as pumped. I mean, myself, Rob, Leah Letson, we all were pumped. We were ready. Even though she's halfway across the world, what I'm saying, she was excited to do this. She loves to do stuff like this, and we're getting her little gift package together. We got her a shirt, we got her a hat, we got her a water bottle, with our logo on it. We're getting that done right now. We're gonna send it to her.
Oh yeah,
But
speaking on that real quick.
oh yeah,
We
talk about
we
that.
will be eventually. I mean, I don't know if we can say anytime soon, but we will be probably getting the gear that we'll be sending her is basically the gear that we'll be having that hopefully we'll be able to get enough to sell to our fans, our viewers, our subscribers. And so on top of that, um, hopefully we can get the stuff to her. And if you haven't followed her on her Twitter, we can add that to the description at the bottom of this video.
Yeah.
So if you could come back, you can follow her, and then hopefully she takes a picture with our stuff, and you'll guys be able to see the product that we'll have. Um,
And we
and
still have the interview, guys. So I'll be definitely we'll be advertising that coming up soon. She's gonna, like I said, she was free and clear Tuesday, and YouTube messed us up. So she once again, guys, she is deployed. So it's a little different working with an 8-hour time difference. But we will get that interview, guys. Most definitely. She's very excited. She loves that kind of stuff. So, and we love to have her. I mean, it was it not kind of like too good to be true, Rob? It was just like our second show, and we have Leah Letson on our show. It
I
was like,
uh,
what?
I don't want to think about it as too good to be true because I think our intentions are good. We deserve this. I believe we have good things coming. You know,
Yeah, me too, man.
this is something that we both have a good. We both want to do this. We both have the right mindset for this, and having someone like that want to interview with us, I feel like something told her that this could be something someday.
Right.
and we're gonna look back at we're gonna look back when we're at like episode 5,000 or something. We're gonna look back at our very first interview, and we gonna bring her back, and she's gonna have like 14 titles, and she's gonna have the
Oh yeah. Oh
Medal of
yeah.
Honor or
Oh
something,
yeah.
and we gonna
Oh
say,
yeah.
yeah, you were our first interview.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm ready to see her get back, man. I appreciate what she's doing, but I'm ready to see Leah. If you're watching, we are so ready for you to get back and step in that octagon. That's what we're waiting on. I want to see you crack some more jaws. I just felt sorry for who was it, Elizabeth Phillips. Woo! We're not gonna get into that tonight. We're gonna get into that when she's on here, and we're gonna let her walk you through that vicious head kick knockout when she flatlined Elizabeth Phillips. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go watch it. Leah Letson versus Elizabeth Phillips, and you'll be like, what? Like, yeah, you'll see why we're dying to interview Leah Letson, like straight up. And she's the most humble person in the world. I enjoy talking to her. I'm trying, like I said, like my friend told me to stop fanboying. I'm trying not to fanboy when I talk to her because I'm such a big fan of hers. But hopefully, guys, hopefully we get more to come. That's why we really appreciate you guys watching us and subscribing to us and sharing my post and sharing our view, sharing our post on Facebook and you know liking our videos and subscribing to our videos and watching our videos because once if we get notarized, then people are going to want to do interviews with us, guys. So hopefully we can. We got Leah lesson, but our goals we're trying to get, we're going to try to get more sports, football players, basketball players, baseball players, boxers. We're going to try to get it,
Yep.
tennis player. We're going to try to get everybody, guys,
Yep.
and then just ride with us, guys. You guys are here with
hmm
us now. You guys
We're
have
gonna
been
try to
here
get
with us from the beginning.
we're
Keep
gonna
going.
try to get
Stick with
Michael
us.
Jordan next month.
Michael Jordan next month. I'm cool with that. I'll be sitting here like,
Yeah, for real. I was just kidding, guys. Everybody watching, we're not really getting Michael Jordan next
we're not yet.
month. But
We're not getting him yet.
this was a good recovery show. This was last night again. Just felt defeated. I wasn't too happy. Was not happy.
We got our mojo back. We got our
Yeah,
Sports Scrutiny Live mojo back.
yeah, we did. Yeah, we did. Covered up there. We covered baseball. Nothing happening in tennis. At least nothing too notable other than Nadal. Nadal won the U.S. Open. I would have spoke more about that last week, but unfortunately we had Hurricane Irma. But yeah, Nadal did win the U.S. Open. Um, and that's other than I think we hit all the topics. We got football last week. We got football this week. I spoke about my top 10. I think today was a good show, and
Today was a good show.
thank you to
It
everybody
was a
that
good
tuned
show.
in, everybody that participated in the chat. Thank you,
Hey guys, oh yeah,
everybody.
good job with the live chat, guys. I mean, that was not. I love getting your feedback in that live chat. That is awesome. So great job, guys. Next video we'll have. Hopefully, our next video will be live with Leah Lesson. So we may have 2 videos this week. Not exactly sure. I got to see what she says. Um, whatever day she says, that's the day we do. We're not gonna pass her up on this interview. Not a second time.
No,
Um, so when we're live with Leah, use the live chat. If you guys want to speak to her, use the live chat. And also, guys, we would love to have, every couple of weeks, we'd love to have a guest co-host. So let us know. Let us know if you guys want to be live with us, because we would love to have a guest co-host every couple of weeks. If it's the same person or if it's different people, just let us know, man. We'll be more than happy to chime in. We females, women, absolutely. Come on in. We'd love to have a woman talking about this kind of stuff. This is not a guys only channel, but we try to keep the profane a little bit low, but yeah, let us know if you guys want to be a guest co-host one week. We'll let you get in here and talk.
yeah, just make sure you if you are interested, just leave a comment in the video after the live stream is done,
Hmm.
and we'll write you in. We'll get you. We'll see
Absolutely,
if we can. We'll see if we
absolutely.
can get you a spot.
Yeah. Cool with that. You cool with that,
Yeah,
Rob?
yeah, I'm cool with that. I think I'm
All
cool with
right.
that.
Well,
I can get on. I can get on that bus.
man, I'm telling y'all, Rob is a character, man. He's a character. But guys, thank you for tuning in. I guess
Yep.
we're gonna call it a show, right, Rob? Is that cool? Is that cool?
I don't know, man. I think we should keep it on. What if we shut it off and we won't be able to turn it back on again?
hey, hey, that's a possibility. I mean, we've seen it happen.
No, this is good. Uh, Thank you so much, guys. Tune in either sometime the end of this week, hopefully, or maybe if it is this week. If not, then next week, definitely Tuesday. We'll see you guys, and that's it.
Peace out, guys. Don't forget, subscribe to the Scooter Nation. Peace out.